Okay, I thought I'd just deal with some of the points in the video very quickly anyway, because it's just so easy. Now, the lady called in. I don't know her. Tommy claims that I know her, and I told her to call in. I don't know where he got that from, but enough of that. Now, what I don't agree with is she called him, she said that he was a pedophile. The stuff that he says would be paedophilic, which I don't agree with. The word is hebephile. Now, Tommy was more than happy for her to accuse him of that, because then he knew that he didn't fit that definition. So that he used that as a perfect excuse to make out that the accusations were all about him were incorrect. Well, the word is hebephile, and Tommy fits that definition perfectly. So please, people, don't call him a pedophile. It's hebephile. And he's more than happy if you do call him a pedophile, because then he gets to argue the case that I never made against him in the first place. Now, in the video, Tommy, being the childish idiot he is, he gives out this woman's a detail so that his trolls can harass her pretty much. Which is just Tommy altogether, to be honest. I mean, he tells people if you have a problem with him, call in to debate him. As soon as you do that, he puts you on mute, he shouts over you, and then he hangs up on you and abuses you and gives out your details, which is what you should expect from him at this stage anyway. And another point, actually, in the video, he starts trying to defend himself by suggesting that, hey, other people do it too. His grandmother was married to his granddad at 13, or started seeing his granddad at 13. He starts talking about film directors that eloped with young children, and just dragging it. His excuse. What does he say? Oh, when black women have a problem with what he says, and they say white women do it as well. Tommy's doing the same thing. He's saying, "Oh, I'm not the only one. Other people do it too. Film directors do it too," which is quite a childish argument to put forward. So again, Tommy being the hypocrite. So he gives out people's information, and he starts using the old white people do it too excuse instead of defending his own position. Now that woman, apart from that, she seemed to be quite eloquent. She would have won the argument, to be honest. Tommy knew that. He knows who to keep online and who not to. So he just muted her, shouted over her, abused her, hung up on her, and gave out her information, like he always does. He doesn't want to stay on the phone with an intelligent woman. The only women he wants on his phone are ones that are going to be quite dense and that agree with him. I mean, we saw that other woman who called in before, in regards to Tariq Nasheed, where she was really putting Tommy in his place. Tommy lost his temper, started abusing her, and hung up on her, like he always does. Now, think about it. When's the last time you felt you were winning an argument, and you were, all of a sudden, you felt the need to hurry up and get away from the argument, to run away? Well, that's Tommy. He knew he was losing the argument, and as he always does when he's losing, he finds an excuse, he raises his voice, starts shouting, being abusive, starts muting people, then hangs up. That's what he always does. Now, in the video, he stated himself, the two kind of people he doesn't respect are black people and women in general. As we can see, I mean, remember there was a video where there was a white guy, he was being very abusive towards him, and Tommy put up with it. But then there was a video with plenty of videos with black people where Tommy just loses his temper, hangs up, starts being abusive. He never does that to white men. In fact, he did state on one of his videos that he respects white men because they call him out on his BS. But if you are a black man or a woman in general and you call Tommy out on his BS, he doesn't like that. Shows Tommy's weak. He can't argue his point because a lot of his points are nonsense. She would have won that argument, but Tommy knew that, and he knew, hey, I need to get this woman off the line as quick as possible. Just because Tommy can only win an argument against himself. Hence why he hangs up on people that are winning the argument, just so he can pretty much just start shouting into the screen at his fans on his opinion on things, because he doesn't want a two-way conversation. Tommy prefers conversations one way, and that's his way. With another video, as you've seen on my previous one, Tommy was bad-mouthing me. Even though I said I didn't want to talk about him anymore over 2 weeks ago, but he felt the need to drag my name up, make false accusations against me. But this has now given me a reason to go over something very quickly. He's claiming that he's not attracted to young girls anymore, or he's just claiming that he was only joking. This has been since people have been questioning him after I've made these videos exposing his very strange fixation on young girls. But I want to show you something which I didn't show before. But I just want you to listen to this very quickly. Listen to this, and then I'm going to show you a little, well, what he left at the end of the video.
Oh, and P.S. When I said fuck Ariana Grande's fans, I meant it. Like, literally, I saw some of the pictures of them girls that was tweeting, and motherfuckers was fine. I would fuck her fans. I would fuck the shit out your fans, Ariana Grande. I'm just telling you off top. You do look like you 12 in the face, though. Nobody can say no different. But I seen some of your fans. Some of them fans, they can get it. So when I say fuck your fans, I literally meant it, just so you know.
Now look at this. Now, he's talking about her fans. He know pre-teens. Those are her fans. And it's true. Go on her Twitter. All her fans are very young. The oldest that I saw, it says here, someone talking about she's 14. But most of her fans are indeed underage. Like, these are pre-teens. Have you noticed there seems to be a pattern with Tommy? That he seems to always... Now, he's 40. He should be 40 by now, I believe. Either sometime this year he should be 40 if he hasn't already turned 40. Now, what 40-year-old man seems to always have some sort of discussion or, always talking about young girls, how fine they are and that kind of thing? What kind of man at his age? I mean, his daughter's 9, unless she's turned 10, but... The kind of girls he seems to be attracted to are only about 3, 4, 5 years older than his own daughter. And look at this. I want to show you something. This video, Teen BT 1000, I'm going to show you the clip later, but I want to show you something in the comments section. Now, I'll give you a backstory on this story. It's a 14-year-old girl who claimed she'd been abducted. Now, in the video, Tommy starts going into some weird tangent about how fine she is, or how much of a nice body she has, and how girls that age, they shouldn't be looked at girls. He's saying that we should be honest, that they're, he finds her sexy, and he doesn't blame people. He thinks a grown man's having sex with her, and he doesn't blame the man. And he's just talking about her breasts like he always does about young girls. But look at the kind of fans Tommy has. This person is talking about fully developed breasts. Now, this is a 14-year-old girl they're talking about. Really disgusting. But look at Tommy. This is 5 months ago. He has to reiterate it. He says, I ain't gonna lie, those things look awesome. That's Tommy 5 months ago. So not only in the video he's talking about this girl in a sexual manner, he even comes back to reiterate what he feels about this girl. And so all this talk about he's trying to make out, he was joking now. He's only saying that because people are pointing out how disgusting he is. He just assumes everyone's part of Soto Nation. But what he needs to understand is not everyone are like his fans who will just go by on anything he says. People are going to question you when you start constantly going on about weird things about young girls. I mean, you're almost 40 now, Tommy. Don't you think it's time you stopped all this and started looking at women instead? I think it's really disgusting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to give you a little montage of some of the other weird comments he's been making about young girls. Disgusting. Anyway.
The reason why these young girls are getting fucked in y'all household, because y'all try to act like your eyes don't work.
I'm the teacher of high school chicks because I would fuck them. I would fuck one of them girls. I know it for a fact, so I wouldn't do it. I would never teach fucking high school. I would fuck one of them. I'm not doing it. Real dudes are like me, where you know what you'll do wrong, so you avoid it. You mean to tell me, I've been to fuck one of them little girls so quick? Mr. Sotomayor, call me Thomas Harris.
Let me tell you something, dear. Your daughter could get the same type 5,000 likes, just like you, by just putting up photos of her tits. Because I'm pretty sure they nice, because she's 13.
Because you know this bitch is 5'1", 140 pounds at 14 years old. And I want to say this to everybody. Stop acting like them kids is kids. That little bitch got some big-ass titties. Somebody's fucking that girl, and it's some old man. And I don't blame him.
But tell him I said, stop fucking with them 14-year-old broads. That shit is not cool. Because they're going to hem his ass up. That shit ain't cool. They're not playing that shit now. They're big on that pedophilia shit, man. They're really big on stopping that. His ass is going to be on Dateline. That shit is not the business. Tell him I said stop fucking with them young broads. All right?
All right.
Yeah, that shit is, that's not nut fly. Ain't even nothing motherfuckers should be bragging on. His punk ass get locked down, and when he gets locked down and them niggas in jail found out what he's in there for, they're going to crack his little butt cheeks wide open. When he go to jail, hold on. When he go to jail, this is his theme song. That nigga's name is gonna be Dookie Booty. You gonna be called Dookie Booty, going to jail called Dookie Booty, locked in prison. You gonna be a Dookie Booty, Dookie Booty. That's your name in prison, nigga. Dookie Booty. You goddamn pedophile. Leave them fucking 14-year-old girls alone, nigga. Anyway. Leave them 14-year-old girls alone. That's not the business.